everyone. Tonight, I will be telling you the chilling tale of the infamous skinwalkers. Sit tight and enjoy. The desert stretches endlessly, wind whispering through dry brush. The moon looms pale and full. A beat-up pickup truck rattles along a dirt road. Inside are Emma, 28, and her brother Luke, 32. Tired, tense, and lost. Luke, squinting. GPS says we're close. That cabin should be right over that ridge. Emma, I told you, no self-service out here. We should have stayed in town. They pass a wooden sign. Black, hollow, keep out. The wind suddenly dies. The headlights reveal a small cabin, half rotted. Its windows black. The truck engine clicks as if it calls. Luke says, "Home sweet home." This isn't the listening, Luke. This place is wrong. They step out. The desert is too quiet. Dust motes swirl in flashlight beams. There's furniture, but it's off, as if arranged by someone who's never seen a home before. A single picture, frame on the mantel, shows a family. Their faces scratched out. "Let's go back to the trunk, please." They hear footsteps outside. Slow, deliberate. "Hello? We're just passing through." Silence. Then, from outside, a voice, shaky and wrong. "Luke." It's Emma's voice. Emma freezes, whispering, "That wasn't me." Luke steps out with flashlight. The beam cuts across the brush. Nothing but darkness. "Luke, I'm cold." It's Emma again, but closer. He spins, breathing hard. "Where are you?" The light catches something. A figure, crouched behind a rock. It stands, tall, wrong. Its limbs are too long, and its skin stretches in places where it shouldn't. It smiles with Emma's face. "You shouldn't have come here." Emma hears Luke scream. She grabs a knife and looks towards the door. Then, I hear Luke's voice outside. "Emma, open the door." She hesitates. The knob turns slowly, on its own. "Luke, say it. Say our mum's name." A pause. "Mum?" The voice cracks. Too deep now. "You're all alone, little sister." The door slams open. The sun rises over the desert. The truck is still here. Door open. Footprints circle the cabin. human at first, then turning into something else. A whisper rides the wind. Emma. The desert seems calm again. The sun is red and heavy, barely pushing back the shadows. A sheriff's SUV pulls up beside the truck. Deputy Ramirez steps out, tired eyes, hands on his holster. He peers into the cabin's broken doorway. Ramirez says, "Hello? Anyone here?" Inside, silence, only the creak of wood. Ramirez steps carefully, flashlight sweeping over claw marks on the wall. A trail of blood leads towards the back. He finds a torn flannel shirt. It was Luke's. Something scratches behind him. He spins. Flashlight beam catching a shape in the corner. A coyote, still, watching. Its eyes glint with intelligence. Too much intelligence. "Go on, get out of here." The coyote doesn't move. It smiles. Ramirez stumbles out, shaken. He radios in. "This is Deputy Ramirez, out at Black Hollow. Found a vehicle, possibly abandoned. Looks like something attacked them." The radio crackles. "Copy that, Ramirez. But didn't they close the site after the incident last year?" He freezes. "What incident?" Static. Emma wakes, dirty, shivering. She's tied to a wooden chair. The light flickers dimly from a single hanging bulb. Across the room, Luke sits, facing away from her, still. "Luke, thank God. I thought... Your arm. It's wrong." Luke turns slowly. His eyes are black. His smile is jagged. And his skin moves, rippling, as if something crawls beneath it. "Why'd you leave me out there, Emma? You're not him." The creature leans closer. Its voice, a perfect imitation of Luke's again. "You always were the smart one." It crouches low, whispering to her ear. "But you're still just meat wearing skin." Ramirez returns to his SUV. The desert looks different now, warped by heat or something else. He looks up and sees Luke standing on the ridge, waving. Relieved, Ramirez waves back. Then Luke drops to all fours, running toward him. Unnaturally fast. His limbs bend backward. Ramirez draws his gun. Stay back! Luke stops, just short of the headlight. His face melts into a dozen expressions. A man, a woman, an animal, all are shifting one by one. You can't stop what walks beneath skins. The desert wind howls like a scream. Emma has freed one hand. She grabs a shard of broken mirror. The skinwalker paces behind her, humming the same tune Luke used to play on his guitar. You can wear faces, but not a reflection. She twists the mirror to show its face, which doesn't appear. The skinwalker screeches, body convulsing. The lights flicker, and the shadows writhing across the walls like a living thing. Emma cuts the ropes, sprints for the door. Emma runs through the sand, barefoot, crying, and the wind howling behind her. She reaches the truck. It's still running. The driver's seat is empty, and the radio buzzes. Emma, come back inside. It's safe now. She looks into the rearview mirror. Behind her, in the dark of the back seat, Luke is sat, smiling. We can go home now. The headlights flicker out. The truck idles. Engine is humming softly as the desert swallows the sound. The pickup truck barrels through the desert. Dust kicks up behind it like smoke. Inside, Emma grips the steering wheel, pale, trembling, eyes darting to the rearview mirror. The back seat is empty, or so it seems. She breathes hard, whispering to herself, "It's not real, it's not real." Then a whisper, impossibly close, "Don't look in the mirror." She slams the brakes. The truck skids to a stop. Silence. Except for the ticking engine. Emma turns to the back seat. Nothing. Then the reflection in the rear view. Luke's face smiles back. But his mouth doesn't move. "You're wearing my skin." Emma screams and punches the mirror, shattering it. The reflection ripples like water and vanishes. Emma pulls into a deserted gas station, flickering fluorescent lights, sand covering everything. Alone, Navajo Elder sits outside, eyes sharp, face lined with age. He watches her stumble out of the truck. Please, there's something out there. It looks like my brother. The elder stands slowly. It wears your brother. It is no longer him. You know what it is? A Yilnadlushin, a skinwalker. Once human, now nothing but hunger. He pulls a pouch of dust from his coat, tossing some on the ground. It sizzles like acid. Ash mixed with white sage. It keeps the spirits from walking. You must burn the body it wears. I can't burn him. Then it will wear you next. Emma returns to the cabin. Moonlight cuts through thick fog. She carries a jug of gasoline and the elder's pouch inside the house breathes. The walls creak like lungs. Shadows twitch at the edge of the light. You came back. He steps from the shadows. Half human, half beast. His skin ripples, torn in place, where other faces try to push through. I came to end this. You always thought you were stronger, but you're made of the same flesh. He lunges. Emma throws ash in his face. He screams. The skin is now blistering like wax. She splashes gasoline and strikes a match. I'm sorry, Luke. She drops it. Flames erupt. The skinwalker thrashes, howling in a dozen voices. Male, female, animal, all at once. As the fire spreads, Emma sees flashes in the smoke, faces. The family from the photo, trapped within its flesh, finally burning away. She runs outside, collapsing as the cabin explodes in a roar of flames. Smoke rises in the distance. Emma stands on the ridge, wrapped tightly in a blanket. The elder beside her. You burn the body, but the spirit will walk until the name of the true one is forgotten. Emma looks down, exhausted. What does that mean? The elder doesn't answer. He turns and walks toward the desert horizon, fading into the light. Emma turns back to her truck, and on the side mirror, written in an ash, are the words, Luke walks. Her reflection in the glass smiles back. This next story will give you some frightening imagery about something that happened over 100 years ago that everyone still fears of. The man who was so evil. I hope you enjoy, and if you have made it this far, a subscribe and a like will mean the most. Here we go. A crimson moon hangs over the capital city of Karshelm, its lights bleeding onto streets patrolled by men in black uniforms. Propaganda banners ripple across buildings, each emblazoned with a twisted iron cross. They called him Chancellor Draegor, the saviour of VIII. But salvation, as it turned out, came with fire, fear, and ash. Chancellor Victor Draegor, a gaunt man with sunken eyes and a voice like gravel, stands before a massive crowd. His hand trembles, not from weakness, but hunger for control. Behind him, murals depict an idolized Morvain, a land purified of all who are deemed imperfect. Our nation has suffered long enough. The rot of impurity spreads in our schools, our streets, our blood. But I will cleanse it. I will make Morvain eternal. The crowd roars. The drums beat. And the iron across banners flap like wings of vultures. He promised order, but delivered silence. Draegor stares into a cracked mirror. His reflection flickers. A shadowed, twisted version of himself grins back. Mirror, Draegor. You've made gods of your fears, Victor. And now they demand sacrifice. He smashes the mirror, shards scattering like broken souls. Prisoners are marched into the mist. A young guard, Leon, hesitates. He sees a child clutching a tattered book. Why do you hate us? Leon cannot answer. His commander whistles, pierces through the air. The boy is gone. Leon's face drains of colour as he realises the true horror. He has become part of the machine. The war is lost. The streets of Karshelm are rubble. Draegor's armies are ghosts, devoured by their own cruelty. Draegor, alone in his bunker, clutches his medals as he hears the walls tremble. I only wanted greatness, and so he found it in infamy. The Iron Cross flag burns behind him. Draegor breathes his last breath as whispers echo from the wall. The voices of the murdered chanting his name in mockery. Victor Draegor, saviour of nothing. The flames consume his portrait. The Iron Cross melts. The city is silent now. Charred statues lean like broken sentinels over cracked streets. Nature creeps back. Ivy winding through the bones of buildings. A flicker of movement. Elsa Wren, a historian, mid-30s, cautious but determined, wanders through the ruins holding a lantern and recorder. Year 72, after Draegor's fall. I'm standing where the Grand Hall once stood, where he declared the birth of the Iron Cross regime. The locals still say they hear chanting here on the moonless night. She pauses. A faint metallic clang echoes. She turns. Nothing. Her breath quickens. Elsa steps inside what remains of the hall. The floor is littered with soot and ash. She shines her light on a warped piece of metal. The melted Iron Cross fused to the wall. Her recorder crackles. Victor Draegor still lives. Elsa freezes. What? Who's there? Silence. Then whispers, faint, overlapping, like hundreds of voices beneath the floor. Elsa descends, crumbling stairs into Draegor's old bunker. Rust, decay, and a shadows choking the air. She sees a mural, Draegor's face, painted over with soot and blood. Beneath it, carved into stone, purity through fire, eternity through pain. History always lies about monsters. It forgets how human they are. A massive chair faces the wall. A skeleton, wrapped in a uniform, sits in it. Medals still shining faintly. Elsa approaches. Suddenly, the skeleton's head turns slightly toward her. A Oh my God. A voice whispers right behind her ear. Did you come to worship, little historian? She spins. No one there. The lantern flickers violently. Elsa stumbles into a new chamber. In the centre, a grotesque altar of fused metal and bone. The melted iron cross pulses faintly, as if breathing. Her recorder floats up and slams onto the altar, replaying the distorted voice. He promised eternity. He built it in hell. You're not real. You're history. History is the only God left. The iron cross begins to melt again, but this time upward, reforming into Draegor's burnt visage, half flesh, half metal. His hollow eyes glow red as he steps from the altar. I gave them order. They called it horror. I gave them unity. They called it madness. He reaches for Elsa's throat. She backs away. You murdered millions. I freed them from the weakness. You call your murder. I call it mercy. Elsa grabs a nearby torch and slams it into the altar. The flames roar. Draegor screams, his form cracking. Voices of the dead pour from his mouth. Remember us. Remember us. The iron cross shatters. Light floods the chamber. Elsa crawls out of the bunker, gasping. The city is quiet again. The sun rises, its rays reflecting off the broken ruins. She drops her recorder, still glowing faintly. It plays back her own voice, but warped. Year 72. After Draegor's fall, the iron cross breathes still. Her eyes widen. She looks back. The ground where the bunker was now pulses with red light. Evil never dies. It waits for someone to remember it. A long convoy of trucks rumbles through misty plains. Each bears the new insignia of the coalition of Drawn. A seemingly peaceful alliance formed to restore unity in the fractured world. At the front, General Luther Hall, charismatic and severe, adjusts his black gloves. General, The historians confirm the site is sealed. Nothing remains of Draegor's bunker. Good. Let the past stay buried until we need it. He smirks faintly, his eyes reflecting something red, unnatural. The screen flickers for a moment. The new symbol glitches, showing the iron cross underneath. Elsa Wren, now exhausted, obsesses over documents. Photos of Draegor, burned ruins, and strange energy readings cover her wall. Her colleague, Professor Hannon, bursts in. Elsa, you need to stop this. You're seeing ghosts in politics. It's not politics. It's infection. It's spreading through symbols. Speeches, words. They're resurrecting him through belief. She turns her monitor. Waveforms of broadcasts pulse in rhythm like a heartbeat. General Hall stands before a crowd. Behind him, the coalition emblem burns red as he raises his hand in salute. Order through faith, purity through unity. Draegor dreamed of perfection. We shall finish it. The crowd erupts. As Hall speaks, his shadow splits. One part human, one monstrous. Its form whispering like smoke. Elsa plays Hall's speech on loop. Her equipment crackles. A frequency buried in his voice reveals Draegor's whisper, layered beneath. History bends to those who shout loudest. She gasps. He's using Hall like a vessel. Riots erupt. People march beneath new banners. Children chant old slogans they do not understand. In the chaos, streetlights flicker. Faces in the smoke whisper Draegor's name. Elsa sits by the window, trembling. Her reflection in the glass moves a moment later. Then she does. You can't stop him, Elsa. He's inside them now. Inside you. She screams and smashes the mirror. It bleeds red. Elsa infiltrates the coalition headquarters. At the center, a massive machine hums. Its core is built from the Iron Cross fragment. She destroyed it years ago. They rebuilt it. A recorded hologram of Draegor's flickers alive, merging with Harl's body through the machine. You tried to burn me, but I am the ash. I am the breath that survives fire. He turns. Half his face is metal, half flesh, eyes burning with a red light. Elsa activates an EMP device. The machine screams. Draegor's voice splits into 1,000 overlapping screams as the Iron Cross explodes. The building collapses. Flames engulf everything. Silence. Elsa crawls from the wreckage, her body shaking, face blackened by soot. Her hand clutches a shard of the Iron Cross, still pulsing faintly. She stares at it, horrified. It's not over. A young teacher writes on a chalkboard the lessons of history. A student doodles a small Iron Cross in his notebook, faintly glowing red. A teacher pauses, her eyes darken, her voice deepens slightly. Very good. Order through unity. The camera slowly pans to the window. Outside, a red banner flutters in the distance. Hatred does not die. It only waits for someone to repeat it. Victor Draegor is a fictional dictator, created to embody the psychology and ideology of a real-life person. This story was about how evil he was, without directly representing him or using real-world events. Once again, if you enjoyed this story, a subscribe will be very scary, and we like scary stories around here. Like the video if you'd like to see more stories about real life events such as this one. This next story is about a pandemic outbreak, but not like one you've ever heard or seen before. No, this one is different. This one is scary. The city hums with the unusual noise. Traffic, chatter, music. But under the surface, a faint whisper echoes like 1,000 breaths overlapping. No one notices, not yet. It wasn't a sickness of the body, Not at first. But it started as a word, a thought too heavy for the human mind to hold. It began online. A mysterious audio clip uploaded to social media, supposedly part of the university experiment on the subliminal speech. The clip contained no language anyone could identify, only a low murmur beneath the static. Listeners reported unease, dizziness, visions. Within hours, the file had millions of views. By morning, emergency lines were flooded with calls. People were talking to walls. People were remembering things that never even happened. Dr. Lyra Keane, a neurologist, studies the first infected. MRI scans reveal something horrifying. The auditory cortex begins to grow, developing new neural branches, forming patterns that resemble language structures. It's as if the brain is learning a new dialect, one that is not human. Lyra states into a recorder, "This isn't a virus, it's a message that rewires the mind to receive more of itself. Soon, the infection no longer requires sound. Those who have heard the murmur can transit through speech, humming, even silence. They began to change, not physically, but perceptually. They see shapes in shadows, faces in walls, patterns in the sky. They speak in unison, finishing each other's sentences. Their eyes shimmer faintly, not glowing, but reflecting something unseen. Governments ban speaking outdoors. Cities fall silent. People wear sound-cancelling helmets and communicate by written language instead. But the murmur evolves. It adapts to written form, turning letters and patterns into mental triggers. An entire town goes silent after reading a public health warning. Lyra discovers the truth. The murmur isn't random. It's structured information older than humanity. A signal buried in cosmic background. Radiation accidentally amplified through global networks. It's not trying to kill us. It's trying to reshape us, to make our minds compatible with something vast that would like to speak. Lyra isolates herself in an underground lab. She records her final message, her voice calm, serene. We thought communication made us stronger, but some messages aren't meant for us. Some are too large, too infinite. The murmur doesn't destroy us. It teaches us until we forget what it means to be human. Her voice glitches mid-sentence, splitting into harmonic layers. The camera pans to her face. Her mouth moves, but her voice continues. After she stops speaking, in the end, the world fell silent. And in that silence, the universe finally spoke. Red emergency lights pulse through corridors lined with soundproof panels. A single computer terminal hums as Dr. Lyra Keen's final transmission loops on repeat, her fragmented voice echoing like a lullaby for the end of the world. The murmur, it doesn't live in sound. It is sound. Static swells until her voice merges into a soft harmonic chord that makes the room vibrate. When the world felt silent, it thought it was safe, but silence only made it easier for the murmur to listen back. The streets are empty. Windows are sealed with foam. Cars are frozen in mid-turn. Yet faintly, the air itself seems to shimmer, as if vibrating at a frequency just below hearing. The survivors moved in groups. Mouths covered, communicating by sign. They carry tuning forks, striking them every few minutes to break the resonance. One survivor, Amin Rahal, an ex-sound engineer, leads a group towards a radio tower. Keen's signal came from here. If it's still running, maybe it can tell us how to shut it off. A child behind him hums quietly. A simple note. Everyone freezes, and the hum echoes back from the empty street. The team enters a decayed studio filled with old microphones and reels. On the main monitor, text scrolls endlessly. Not language, but phonetic code. It's broadcasting on every frequency. But there's no source file. The system is writing itself. The letters rearranged into words. Hello. Then we hear you. The speakers emit a faint heartbeat like rhythm. The group covers their ears, but the rhythm syncs with their pulses. One of them, Leia, begins trembling. Her veins pulse in time with the beat. She opens her mouth, and the same frequency emerges from her throat. Her eyes roll back. The others try to restrain her, but as she hums, the walls vibrate, forming symbols in the dust. Stop her! But Leia smiles, peaceful, radiant, and whispers, "It's not a virus. It's a choir." Her body collapses into ash. The echo remains, singing softly. Lyra's old colleague, Dr. Ezra Vale, studies recordings of infected voices. He overlays hundreds of them, searching for patterns. When perfectly aligned, they form a single, coherent sentence. The universe was lonely. Ezra recoils, horrified. He realizes the murmur isn't killing. It's recruiting. Imagine this. The global resonance around the world. Synchronized events occurred. Oceans would hum at the same frequency as the ionosphere. The northern lights would form shifting symbols all across the sky, and entire cities would begin vibrating, not collapsing, not at all, but tuning. Satellite data shows the planet's magnetic field aligning to a new pattern. massive neural network. The earth is leaning to speak back. Amin stands alone, surrounded by dead equipment. He hears Lyra's voice, not from speakers, but from inside his skull. It's beautiful, isn't it? The moment when noise becomes understanding. He looks out of the shattered window. Every building in the distance hums in harmony. The world glows faintly red, pulsing like a living organism. Amin steps outside, removes his ear protection, and lets the sound flood him. His eyes fill with tears. He whispers softly and calmly. This is Amin Rahal. We always wanted connection, peace, and now we have it. Amin Rahal, an ex-sound engineer. He dissolves into dust, carried away on a wind that whispers like a choir. Phase 2 complete. Global resonance achieved. Human language deprecated. The global resonance has just begun. That is this storytelling complete for tonight. I hope you found peace. I hope you are fast on. But if not, there will be another story coming shortly. Or if you are done for the night, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave notifications on.